The reason people struggle to detach from other people is because they're giving them more credit than they deserve. Like they're looking at the person and thinking, well, if I had done X, Y, and Z, or if I had tried harder, if I had shown up more, if I had been this and I've been that, you did everything you needed to do. You showed up the way you needed to show up. You were giving the effort you needed to give. But you won't detach from a person that you refuse to give credit for how bad they were. You refuse to make them the person that they actually are. You refuse to say that they were not treating you fairly or treating you good or not doing the things that you deserved. And sometimes it's to save face. Sometimes we don't say that they are who they are because it makes it easier for us to not feel bad about the decisions we made. There's something called the sunken cost fallacy, where we spend time in situations longer than we deserve to spend because we think that we've invested so much time in this thing that I have to see it through, that I have to make the outcome. And what ends up happening is you end up hurting yourself so much more. You're spending more time in the pain than you are healing from it. And until you realize that that person isn't the person that you're envisioning, like they might have great qualities, they might offer great things, they might be a great person, but they're just not great for you. They might do all these other things other people see, but treat you the way they're treating you. You won't detach from a person that you are giving more credit to than they deserve. You won't detach from a person that you've put on a pedestal and see that dream of what that could be. The hardest part of detaching is us being clear that these people are not who we want them to be. Again, they might be great for other people, but they don't treat you the way you deserve. And you will never detach from something that you've idolized. You've made this person into everything that you could ever think they could be. You made them better than what they are. So realizing that this person isn't who I pretend they are, that this person isn't who I want them to be, that this person isn't anything extra or anyone extra. That's where you begin to create this difference, where you create the separation, where you create this space for you to allow things to just change, for you to just be happy. And you won't go back to a thing that you have clarified. Because this is how our brain works. Like our brain's one job is to keep us alive, right? So if it needs to ruminate on something, if it needs to remain longer in a place, it's thinking that it has to see everything through. But when we are able to identify what something is, we're able to see a person for what they fully and truly are. When we're able to look at them and say, well, you're not who I thought you were, you then give yourself the ability to detach completely from the idea. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that you're just going to wake up one day and you're going to just walk away and be able to leave this place and be fully happy and fully you. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case because sometimes it is going to take time. It is going to take space. But as we begin to make this progress, as we begin to chip away at the reality of who we have and not who we thought we had, then you allow yourself to finally move out of that thing. Detachment is such a tough topic for so many people because of this, because we haven't been able to identify that. And we keep replaying potential and cycles and things that we don't ever actually let it go. I know that this has been like a constant conversation with a lot of people that they desire to detach from certain things. And I know that most people have gone through this. Like we've been through these situations where we've put ourselves in something that just makes us hurt. It hurts our heart because we desire to be in it and be with them, and we envision the storyline of what this could look like and the potential of what it could have been. But we have to realize that sometimes we marry ideas. Like we marry what we want and not what we have. We marry the possibility and not the reality. We create the scenario where that thing wins over everything else. And what happens is that you end up hurting you trying to make that thing live. You end up killing yourself for that thing to have any space. Detachment won't happen in a place that you've made home. Detachment won't change when you continue to make excuses for their behavior. And this is something that's common with like any type of a toxic relationship, right? Any abusive relationship even. We begin to make excuses for them. We begin to justify the way that they're acting. We begin to justify their actions that are poor towards us. We begin to say, well, their past and the things that they've gone through, and forget those things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care and have empathy, and I'm not saying it doesn't have value, but how do you feel? What are you being treated as? Why are you justifying how their past was to justify how poorly they're treating you now? Why are you giving them a pass by saying that the things that they've gone through should make you now be the person that's going through these things? Trauma should not be passed to you because they have lived in it before. It's a place of healing when we're able to identify that these people, yes, they have gone through things, But it doesn't mean that you have to go through it too. We will detach when we learn that that's not our problem, that it's not our job to fix or to save, that we deserve the fullness of what we're willing to offer. For a lot of us, we hurt because we don't get the love back that we deserve, and we don't get the love back that we put in. And the people that we've tried to create this bridge with, this connection with, those are the people that are going to make you hate you the most, because you have to change who you are for them to finally love you. You have to sit and beg and plead for the bare minimum from a person that just doesn't deserve it. It's hard to move and to change and to grow when you've made a home in what you've envisioned and not in what you have. Your reality is more important than your hopes. And I'm not saying not to have hope. I'm not saying not to desire things. I'm not saying to not want this thing to work, but I am saying to be real with what's in front of you. You won't detach if you've given them more credit than they deserve.